alright, welcome to another video. If you haven't been here before, my name is Georgia Jo and this is my channel where I talk all things books. So today I'm going to go through some series that I have on my TBR that I would hopefully like to get finished this year. All of them I have started, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've started all of them and I'm hoping to get them finished, or at least I think a couple of them, the rest of the series aren't out yet, so I want to get them up to date for as many books that are out already. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so first off we have the second and third book in the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. So I recently read A Darker Shade of Magic and I enjoyed it. It wasn't necessarily my favourite fantasy book, but I enjoyed it enough to want to carry on the series, and I feel like I want to get it read whilst the series is fresh on my mind, you know, because I think I'll end up, well, I might not end up forgetting, because I don't think the sort of magic system was really that difficult to understand. There wasn't loads of information that I need to remember, and not loads of characters either, so actually I might do alright with this one, but I do want to get it read like sooner rather than later, definitely in the next 6 months, so that I can just have them on my read shelves and get them off my TBR, because this series, I've had this box set on my TBR, my physical TBR, for so long, and I finally want to get them ticked off. So yeah, we've got A Gathering of Shadows, which I think is the second one, and then A Conjuring of Light, which is the third one. There's only 3 in this series, this trilogy. I'm pretty sure there aren't any others. I don't even think there's any like spin-off series. I think it's just these 3. So yeah, definitely want to get these ticked off. And then next up, this is a series where all the books aren't out yet. There's only one other book that's out. I think there's going to be 4, potentially 5 in total, but there's only 3 books out at the moment, and it is the Legendborn series. So I've read Legendborn and Bloodmarked, but I think I want to say I read Legendborn maybe 2022 and then Bloodmarked 2023. I read them a while ago, or maybe I read them both in 2023, I can't fully remember, but yeah, I read them a while ago, so I definitely am going to need to reread them. And then the third one, which is Oathbound, came out recently. It only came out in hardback, and obviously these are in paperback, so I don't think the paperback is due out until like March or something next year, so I think I'll probably get it out at the library, and then once the paperback gets out I'll buy that then. But yeah, I definitely will need to do a reread, because I couldn't tell you a single thing about this series, honestly. I enjoyed it at the time when I read it the first time, but I couldn't tell you now. I've read that many books in between, I could not tell you a single thing about it, but I have been looking forward to reading the third one. So yeah, like I say, I'll probably get it out of the library, and then once the paperback comes out I'll buy that. I think it's going to be 4 books. I feel like I remember seeing somewhere it's 4 books. But yeah, this is a YA fantasy series. Definitely ones I'll have to reread, because I remember there being a lot of information and feeling quite overwhelmed by it. But I think it was one of the first books, other than the fantasy books that I read as a kid or like growing up. I think this was the first, or one of the first fantasy books I read once I got back into reading, and I remember being like, oh my god, this is so much information, I don't understand what's happening here. But I think because I've read quite a bit more since then, hopefully I won't find it as complicated. And it is a YA fantasy series, so we'll see. But yeah, so Legendborn and Bloodmarked I need to reread, and then Oathbound is the third one. Next up we have a romance series. So I do have 4 books that I have read the 4 books of, and this is a series because these are only independently published, so I've been buying them like as I've been reading them rather than I'm having them all on my shelf. So we've got the first one, which is The Putty Next Door, and then I actually think this is the second one, The Wiener Across the Way, The Cock Down the Block, and The Anaconda Downstairs. And then the 5th one, which I have not read yet, I'm pretty sure it's called The Jackass in Class, I want to say. And this is a interconnected standalone series, romance series. It's following the Kingman brothers, who are all American football players, and all of the female leads in these books are plus size women, which I really love. I don't read enough of that, and I also love the fact that they are all plus size women, but it's not, the books aren't constantly talking about the fact that they're are fat women, you know. It's like, oh, that they want to lose weight, or that they're insecure, because I just think, oh, yawn, like I don't want to read about that. But these are done in a really good way where it's not about that. They're just like living their lives, you know. It's mentioned that the plus size, just so that you know. And obviously the front covers, let me show you some of these front covers because they're so pretty. Obviously the front covers, they are clearly shown as being fat women on there. So yeah, really enjoy this series. By Amy Award, I don't even know if I said that yet, but yeah, they are by Amy Award. So I've got the 5th one, and then I think I'm up to date then. I think there's one more due out some point maybe this year, but yeah, I'll read the 5th one, and then I'll probably buy that in paperback, and then I'll read they're all on Kindle Unlimited as well. Don't think I mentioned that too. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. But yeah, I have bought these as like trophies to have on my shelf because I just love the series. So I've only got one left. So Jackass in Class, I'm pretty sure it's called, which I'll read on my Kindle first, and then I will buy the physical copy to have as like a trophy on my shelves. So yeah, that is this series. I think it's just called the Kingman's series. Cocky Kingman's, actually, I think that's what it's called. So yeah, that is by Amy Award. And then another romance, we've got Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. So this is the 3rd one in, I'm pretty sure it's only going to be a trilogy, interconnected standalone series again. This is called the Skyland series, and there are 3 best friends, and each best friend's got their own book. So this one's following Hendrix, who obviously appears in the other 2 books, and she's one of my favourite characters. I really love that, and I enjoy this series because it's talking about older women. It talks about mental health and therapy and healing from past traumas, which I really love. And it's also, as much as they are romances and there's all the like cute little giggly moments in them, there are also a lot of real life things happening to these characters. Like the first one talks a lot about grief. The second one is a lot about a woman who has been a wife, or is a wife and a mum, and then her life kind of falls apart and she has to figure out who she is as her own person. And then this one is Hendrix, who I'm pretty sure has said she doesn't want children. She doesn't have any kids and she doesn't want any kids, and I'm pretty sure she's in her 40s and she's just trying to like live her best life basically. So yeah, really looking forward to this. I love Hendrix as a character in the other 2, so I'm excited to delve deeper into her like personality and her past and her home life and stuff like that you don't really see. So yeah, Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. And then we have got a duology by Leigh Bardugo. So we've got King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. So these have been on my TBR for so long, and I just want to get them read. Honestly, I just want to get them read. So these are part of the Grishaverse, which is the Shadow of Bone, Six of Crows, that world. Shadow of Bone is a trilogy, and then the Six of Crows is a duology, and then you've got these 2, which is another duology, and they're all kind of set in the same world. I don't know if they're all following the same, well, they're not following the same characters in the Shadow of Bone and the Six of Crows. I'm not 100% sure who these are following. I think they are characters from the Shadow and Bone series, I think, but I don't want to spoil it for myself by I know obviously blurbs don't necessarily spoil it, but I just want to go in blind, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first one, and this will be the Grishaverse done then. I have all the others on my shelves. I think actually they're right here on these shelves right next to me. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to getting them all together again and all be read. So yeah, this is a fantasy series. Like I say, it's set in the Grishaverse. It's a very easy magic system to follow. I enjoyed the Shadow of Bone series and the Six of Crows duology. I don't necessarily think I gave any of them above 4 stars, I don't want to say, but I did enjoy them, and I'm looking forward to getting back into that world and yeah, getting these 2 read. Next up, we have a little bit of a random one, but again, these have been on my TBR for so long. So this is books 4 and 5 in the Maze Runner series. So I've read the first 3, and that is the sort of main trilogy done, and then I think these are spin-offs. I want to say this is a prequel, maybe. Oh yeah, prequel to Maze Runner, and then this is the origins of the Maze Runner. So they're both basically prequels. So I don't know if they're following the same characters as the Maze Runner series. I genuinely have no idea. I don't think these two are ever mentioned. Like, obviously the Maze Runner has been turned into films, but I think the films are the first 3 books. I don't think these have anything to do with the films. So yeah, I'm really excited to read them. It's been a while since I read the Maze Runner series, and I'm actually, oh yeah, I have watched all 3 now. I'm pretty sure I watched them as I was reading the books. So yeah, I have watched all 3 films, and these are obviously set before the Maze Runner. I guess maybe it's going to be some of the characters, like, is it Albie who's the first one in the maze, or that's taken up in the cage thing? Maybe it's going to be about him, and then maybe this one is about them like setting it up and discussing it. Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea, but it's book 4 and book 5 in that series, and I'll be glad to get these read, find out what's happened, and get them on my shelves. So yeah, that is those 2. Next we have Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. So I want to get this one read, and I also want to get the 3rd one. I think it's called Faithbreaker by the same author in this trilogy. The first one is Godkiller. This one I have actually started, but I started it so long ago. I tried to pick it up the other day, start reading it, and I just had no idea what was happening. So I actually think I'm gonna have to restart this book. I'm on page 162, so a little bit annoying. I should have just carried on reading it at the time, but I think if I want to fully enjoy it, I'm gonna have to start it again, because I remember where Godkiller ends. I can completely remember the sort of last scene, and it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, even though you know what's going to happen really. It does end on a bit of a cliffhanger, so, but I couldn't tell you anything that happens in this book. So yeah, I'll definitely need to reread this, and then hopefully get Faithbreaker read as well. I don't have the physical copy of that. I want to get this one read first, and then I'll buy the 3rd one. But yeah, definitely want to get it read. This is a book, obviously the first one, like I say, is called Godkiller, so it is about gods, and it's a fantasy series with a really good like world, a very different world I think to what I've read before, and a lot of different characters who represent a lot of different things in real life. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think I must have stopped, got distracted by other books, and then like I say, when I went to pick it back up, I had no idea what was happening. So yeah, definitely want to get it read by the end of this year, and then like I say, hopefully buy the 3rd one and read that as well, and then I can have all 3 on my shelves. So that is Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. And then last but not least, we have got Cursebound by Sarah L. Arifi. So this is the 2nd book. I actually got this out of the library, but this is the 2nd book from the Feybound trilogy. I don't know what the 3rd one was called, honestly. I read Feybound a bit ago, and I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was like my favourite, and I didn't rush to pick up the 2nd one. I feel like it ended on a bit of a way that was like, it rounded up the story and didn't necessarily pull me into wanting to read the rest of the series, so that's why I never ended up buying it. But when I saw this at the library the other day, I picked it up and thought, I'll read this one, and then if I enjoy it, I can buy this, my own copy, and also read the 3rd one. But if not, then I probably just won't carry on with the series. So I thought that was a good idea to get it out of the library rather than waste money. So yeah, I couldn't really tell you. I want to say it was about maybe an elf or some kind of mythical creature, but she was like a really powerful creature. I think she's grown up thinking Fae are these like awful, terrifying creatures, and then she ends up being introduced to some, and they're not as bad as she thought. Maybe, I think that's Feybound. Like I say, honestly I can't 100% remember. Maybe when I go to read this, I'll have to do a little bit of a recap, try and find someone that's done a bit of a recap video on what Feybound is about, and then I can go into this one understanding what's happening. But yeah, very much looking forward to reading it. It is a romantasy series, which I've had a bit of a break from, I feel, like a real romance. I've read some fantasies that have a bit of romance involved, but not romantasy books, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll pick this back up and we'll see if it makes me want to read the rest of the series. And that was going to be the last one, but recently I read a book on my Kindle, which I do actually have the physical copy of. So I've just gone to pick it up off my shelves, and it was 5 Broken Blades by My Corland. So this, I read it on my Kindle, completely forgetting that I had the physical copy. I just noticed it was on Kindle Unlimited and thought, oh, I'll give this a go. Was looking for something to read like at night time, and I really enjoyed this book. I think I got it read in 2 days. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and it is a series, so I'm actually started the second series now, and I'm gonna film a bit of a mood reading vlog, so it probably will be the next video out. I think then the second one's called, this is 5 Broken Blades, and then I want to say it's like 4 Ruined Realms or something like that, and then the third one is out, or is coming out. It's sometime this month. In fact, it might even be today it comes out. It's the 15th when I'm filming this. It might actually be today that the third one comes out. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It fully had me gripped. I think I really enjoy books where there are a few characters, like let's say, I think there's 6 in there, 6 characters, and you're getting all their point of views. Like each person gets their own chapter, and you're getting their thoughts and feelings of what's going on. And there is a assassination attempt. They're all got to group together to assassinate someone, and I love that. I love if there's like a heist involved, or there's some kind of mission, and you've got people from all different walks of life coming together to reach the same goal. For some reason I really enjoy that in books. So yeah, this it fully had me gripped. I was loving it the whole time. So I'm definitely, well, like I said, I've already actually started the second one, so I definitely want to try and get this series finished this year. In fact, it might even get finished this month, honestly. If the second book is as good as this one, if I enjoy it as much as this one, I'll probably go straight on to the third, and that will be like my life for the next week. So yeah, that was 5 Broken Blades. Like I say, the second one is 4 Ruined Realms, and then it's 3 something else. I think it's only going to be a trilogy though. I don't think it's going to go down to 2 and then 1, but potentially it will. I'm not sure. Maybe there'll be 5 books. I'm actually not sure. But yeah, that was the last one in this series. I just thought I'd mention that because I literally finished that book yesterday, so it wasn't actually on my list to talk about today, but I had to talk about it because I really want to get that series finished. But yeah, that is the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did and you'd like to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But other than that, I will see you in a bit.